What's good? There's a lot of stuff going around, and a lot of people don't seem to know what to do about what's going around. Very, very good question. Well, I got my comment box open, so if you feel like shooting me a question or statement, comment, whatever is up here, please do share. I'm not one for judging people. I don't get into the business of that. That ain't my business to judge people. Now, speaking of judging people, you can't really point your finger at anybody or think you got the right to do this right here. Do this little gesture I'm doing right now. You have no business doing this to anybody because why? You got you still got three other fingers still pointing back at you. So one finger pointing at somebody compared to three fingers that's pointing back at yourself, that makes you even more guiltier than the person you're pointing at. That's something to think about. Matter of fact, it's so high up on the scale here, that's mostly what I keep in practice because I'm not trying to have uneven karma wash back up on me because I didn't take precautions in trying to judge a person who I know nothing about. That's just not something that's practiced in the elemental law. Now, as I said before about the seven energy levels, yeah, that stuff is real, man. It's real, just like this tablet sitting in front of me. It's real, just like this Bluetooth in my ear. But then again, when you talk about real, you got to talk about what's more tangible to us than what we think is tangible to us. Sitting here in this house, at this table, in this neighborhood, starting with this table. This table is only as real as what my imagination sees it to be. Just because I can touch it, just because I can knock on it, and just because I can move this glass that's beside me over here and move it back, does not mean all of what we deal with is actually what's in front of us. There's something called, I think, what is it? There's something called 2D dimensional space. When you go from 2D, you actually go to 3D. And now to try to get to four-dimensional space, then you just pretty much fried the hell out your brain because to make the jump from 2D to 4D and not deal with the third dimensional spacing in between the second and the fourth, you just confused yourself. Like real talk. Now we get into this. Let's get into this coronal thing. See, I started to talk about it last time, but I said no. I think I'm gonna wait. So here I am. I'm gonna talk about it right now. See, the coronavirus is here, but the funny thing about the coronavirus is here not because of the King James Bible. Let's get that clear from here. It has nothing to do with the King James Bible. In fact, if anybody really knows about the Georgia Guidestones, the coronavirus is more connected to the Georgia Guidestones than what people realize. Taking one of the laws off that stone tablet, because when you look at the Georgia Guidestones and you're comparing them to the Ten Commandments, the Ten Commandments are just nothing more than an allegorical story. There is no other place in history other than in the Bible with Moses coming down on top of Mount Ararat with the Ten Commandments. I mean, me personally, I've done a lot of searching for the Ten Commandments all across the web in as many libraries as I could ever get myself into just to go track down the Ten Commandments. All the libraries have the King James Bible. hmm All certain public places I've been in, like the doctor's office, be surprised. A lot of them don't carry the Bible, King James Bible. A lot of them don't. Like the eye doctor I used to deal with, he didn't carry the King James Bible. Not one time has he ever carried it in his waiting room. So you gotta ask yourself, what the fuck is really going on here? What's really going on? Again, back to the Georgia Guidestones. Or there's one law on there that says, be not a cancer onto the earth. Be not a cancer onto the earth. Meaning, we as a human race were never supposed to go above 500 some trillion people on the planet at any one time. Mm-mm. We're never supposed to do it. Not like how the baby boomers feel like they had to have between 5 and 9 children or 5 to 12 children. You see, that's how and where we get into the misuse of natural resources, the misuse of natural spacing here on the planet, the misuse of a lot of stuff, and now some of us are wondering why the planet is now starting to act the way it's acting. Well, I tell you one. Now, when we talk about the the Georgia geyser over at Yellowstone, guess what? The Georgia geyser is not just under Yellowstone National Park. A lot of people think the geyser is just under the park and that's it. No. If you go on nationalgeographic.com and look up Georgia geyser at Yellowstone Park, they will give you a quick look at how deep or even how far the Georgia geyser is, because Yellowstone is just not what Yellowstone is. The Georgia geyser is Yellowstone Park, and Yellowstone Park is the Georgia geyser. Now, when you look at this NationalGeographic.com, they're going to tell you what I'm telling you now, and they may even go a little further with it. But what I'm telling you right now, all this drilling for this crude oil, right? This crude oil is not for cars, but let the other crowd of greasy, greasy Caucasian people tell it. Oh, we gotta keep drilling for oil. Our cars and trucks and boats and trains need oil. No, they don't, and they never did. Because in fact, the U.S. Army, before I'm going to say what, before 1965, they actually created an electrical vehicle, an all electrical powered surface terrain Jeep. Didn't need no type of oil, didn't need no hydraulic fluid. Shit. The damn Jeep didn't need shit to help the engine run. Why? Because the Jeep was total electric. And you know what their stories, what their fact finding about that Jeep told them was, if you let this Jeep charge up once, maybe twice throughout the week, you have a charge in the battery, centrifuge battery of the Jeep, that can go a whole entire month without recharging the battery, just as if you were driving an 18-wheeler that's got the big 2,000-gallon tanks on both sides of the truck. Once you fill up some tanks, just like you charge that battery, you can run that damn vehicle almost 2.5 months before you have to either refill or recharge. That battery in that Jeep was just about the equivalent of those two gas tanks on a semi-tractor trailer. Just about the equivalent of it. And you know what? That scared the shit out of them. So much to the fact that they cut the funding to that type of research, and they didn't dispose of the Jeep, but they buried that sucker under so much mothballs, paperwork, red tape, and Area 57 bull crap. One reason why Tesla came out and wanted to create free energy. But see, all this free energy coming out. This is why the planet is doing what it's doing. Because we should have been left crude oil alone a long time ago. And to keep drilling for it, next thing is going to happen, not just violent earthquakes. Next thing is going to happen is The geyser on the Yellowstone, there ain't gonna be no more Yellowstone Park. Because if you remember what I said, Yellowstone is the geyser, and the geyser is Yellowstone Park. See, what the oil does for the tectonic plate, for the mantle crust that we walk on every day, it helps the tectonic plate to slide over the magma core. Now, you keep taking, and you see how slowly my hand is starting to close up? Taking, taking, taking. As my hand starts closing up, this is what the lubricant under the crust is going to do. It's going to start shriveling up as if we had arthritis in our joints. See, the oil is the equivalent to us having cartilage between the joints and between the joints of our bones and our bodies. I mean, I'm pretty sure if you were working for this company and they told you to go drill, but you did your research sometime a while back about this, and they told you what you was drilling for, something is going to click the fuck off in your head, like, oh shit, I can't do this job. Damn, we gonna fuck around and cause certain parts of the planet start going into massive, tremendous ass earthquake, because that's pretty much what they're doing. They're sucking up all the oil from between the mantle, the crust, and the magma core to where things are gonna get super fucking ugly. Just take a look over, I think it was what, the southern part of China going in Taiwan. Take a look at the massive earthquake that happened over there. Over 1,000 people died, right? Guess where that's from? At some point, somebody somewhere else in the world did some illegal oil drilling when they ain't supposed to be no damn drilling going on whatsoever. No damn drilling. Once again, I'm going to go back to the part and I'm going to say, leave the oil where it's supposed to be belong. The oil is what helps the geyser regulate the magma core temperature to make sure that everything runs smoothly. The Georgia geyser does what? It releases hot pockets of steam that's 2 times hotter than the sun. I'm talking so hot, you could literally dissipate the lava that's coming out of a volcano 3 times over. You would literally take whole chunks of lava, throw it into the geyser. 5 minutes later, you'll get a diamond out of it. Hey, you don't have to take my word for it. The scientists have already done these experiments, which is one reason why they ain't talking about them. Not on any science channel we know of. If anything, they gonna keep this lock the fuck up, lock, stock, barrel, and a safe deposit box with 5 guards around it. Okay, you think I'm exaggerating? Just go on your YouTube and look up what happens if you take lava and the extreme heated pressure of the Georgia geyser and you mix them together. I guarantee you it's going to tell you something about a precious stone or some other type of precious element that's going to come up out of that they don't want us knowing about. They damn sure going to do it, and they damn sure not going to talk about it. Matter of fact, I got a geology book upstairs that talks about this. Talks about the rocks, the minerals, the calcium, the nitrates, the iron, the sulfurides. It talks about all that. How it took so many trillions and millions of years for these rocks to be formed into what they are now. But sometimes what they say, you cannot teach an old dog a new trick. You'll just be wasting your energy. As far as being prepared goes, yeah, it's you've got to have a contingency plan. You always got to have one of those. Don't care if you're in the military. Don't care if you're not. Don't care if you're in the reserves or if you're not. You still got to have a contingency plan, and you still got to practice. Oh, here's a question. What if that person does not have a vehicle of his or her own in his or her name to get someplace? Simple. If you do not have a vehicle, like myself, the best thing you can do is start being creative. Start using your creativity times your ingenuity. Start planning some shit. Start planning to be very, very clever with the space around you, with the resources that are in hand's length. Start planning your own arsenal. Now I know for me, since I was never raised up around guns, and I did come from Stamford, Connecticut, where there's always shooting. But I just didn't grow up with guns directly in my face personally, no. And the thing I did that to act as a counterbalance, I knew I have an imagination. I know I got a hell of a ingenuity type mind. So I'm gonna put my imagination together with my ingenuity and things I've seen off of a popular TV show called The 18, and I'm gonna start building me some stuff. hmm I'm gonna build me a few things. I ain't gonna talk about them here because people are always searching, looking, and scrapping for what somebody could be saying that they could probably try to snatch. And dare I say, the school vaccination program. Oh shit, no. That's just another way to keep a person fucking sleep. And don't let me get into the fact that, yeah, I do have a mental disability. Yes, I do. And no, everything about it did not get handed down to me through birth. No. The mental disability? No. I wasn't born with that. The part that's called schizophrenia, which is better known as autism, did not come till after I started to learn how to walk as a toddler. But when you get into the school vaccinations, yeah, they're gonna pop our asses with what? I'm gonna say anywhere from three vaccinations within your first year of school, depending on where you go as a child, to about 48 other different types of vaccinations by the time you graduate from high school. And hmm, and that don't even include what these damn vaccinations were all about and why we had to have them. Now, for me, once again, guess what? All these damn vaccinations ended my ass up with some type of allergy I never had before, and it damn sure ended my ass up with asthma I never had before. See, these vaccinations are not what they say these vaccinations are, first of all. Most of them are experimental vaccinations, not not to save us, but to save their children. I mean, hey, nothing personal, but they are literally using us as fucking rats. Damn lab rats. I said it. They want to use us in some type of controlled experiment so they can find out what cure all, so called cure all vaccine they can use to save their children. Unfortunately, there ain't no damn such thing as a cure all vaccine. Not unless you take and you put some type of nanotechnology into it. But then the vaccine won't even be a vaccine no more. It won't be a vaccine no more. It just won't be. So, I mean, like I said, and I'm going to reiterate what everybody else has been saying. We need to start preparing. I mean, December is not that far away from us. December is going to be here like, let me just take a look at my calendar here. Let me take a look at my calendar. I'm going to pull up my calendar. I'm going to pull it up. Well, gee, golly, goddamn Whitaker. Look at that there. Look at that. You see that? The 29th is today. Look where the first is. Oh, shit. Uh, Look where the first is. You see what the first is? You see that? The first is damn tomorrow. Oh, that. No, my bad. My bad. Look at that. The 30th. The first is after the 30th. So there's really no more room, no more time, and no more damn lollygagging that we actually can afford to be doing. You see, even with what I know and everything I've been through to get what I know, I'm still nowhere near being a full 100% on being ready on what's gonna fucking happen. I mean, I got a lot of projects going right now, but you know, we as a multifunctional race cannot seem to trust each other enough not to fuck each other over. I mean, some of us are woke. I do agree with that. But then again, you got another group of us that want to still commit their life to a total right of fuckery. I said it, fuckery. So there becomes another problematic issue of who do we trust? What length must we go through to trust that person? And what extra mile will that person have to do to trust us in return without one of us thinking the other one will attempt to fuck us over somehow? That's the question. Now, like I said, I'm not the smartest guy in the world. I'm not claiming to be. The most I can do is deal with the stuff that's right here in front of me every day. I mean, it's just a lot of shit that's going on that they want to keep us asleep about because they know more about us than we know about ourselves, which is a very sad case. I mean, 'cause why do you think they got the military and they got DOT going around nonstop in some cases, widening the streets, widening the expressways, widening the highways? Now, because if you notice, they took down all the toll booths, all except, I'm going to say, two, maybe three places at the most. All that money went towards reconstructing the roads for military equipment to be moved on through. Not to mention, not just the military equipment, but you also got to look at FEMA camp situations now, which is another reason why Walmart was asked at some time down the line after Sam Walmart died. I mean, because I did meet the guy, pretty cool guy, even though he was a white guy. Anyway, being that the Walmart stores were built a certain way, using a certain type of blueprint, what do you think the FEMA camp installations are going to be made from? If you were speaking on the empty Walmart vacant buildings, then yeah, you're right. Those are going to be the new FEMA camp installations. Give it about a 8, maybe a 9 week process. Pretty soon you're going to start seeing electrical guard gates going around them, barbed wire and all. They gonna start putting up checkpoints, roadblocks, Everything they used to do in the USSR in Germany, they're gonna bring all that fuckery over here. Whereas all we have to have now is a driver's license and insurance, getting the vehicle with a tag on the license plate, drive to Louisiana. I don't care. Drive to North Dakota. I don't care. Drive to Ohio or Massachusetts even. Now, once they put some roadblocks in place, it's going to need a hell of a lot more than just a driver's license, I'll tell you that. Going to need way more than that. As a matter of fact, you're going to need a passport. Uh-huh. That's the second form because you're going to have 3 to 4 forms of identification to get through all the checkpoints, all the roadblocks, just to go see your family. Man, it's a sad case. Very sad case. But, I'm going to try, make an attempt to get back on here later on. And I'm also going to work on making sure I don't wait so long. But, then again, when I get massive downloads of information coming from all over the place, sometimes it takes me a little longer than a minute to assimilate it all and to be able to put it all together. So, just like what ICE is talking about. Oh, yeah. Over in the Middle East, yeah. Right now, they are fighting. Because if you've seen ICE's video, they are getting to it out there. They're getting to it. Now, be it may, if China ever breaks through the Navy's front defenses, this country might be in for a short time of hurt. Well, this is about as much as I'm going to put online for now. I don't want to put too much because then certain people going to start getting pissed off about the information I'm putting out. Well, I guess I'll catch you guys later.